So hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for this special webinar series on AI tools. I would like to thank Dr. Pankaj Talwar sir for sharing his vision of empowering each and everyone around us with basic knowledge of AI, and especially demonstrating and learning new tools so that we can make our day-to-day lives easier. This is the basic vision that he shares. We don't intend to go very high-fi on too many AI specific, ML specific things. We want to keep things simple, keep things practical. So this led us to design a series of webinars, which is specifically where we concentrate, take one tool at a time, take one problem at a time, and try to leverage all the possible AI tools that we have around it to help us with that use case. So today we will be especially taking on PowerPoint presentation, because with upcoming conference season, I think that's a pain point for most of us. And with us today will be an expert who will exactly explain how to go about it, how to assimilate the data, and how to create good, aesthetically pleasing PowerPoint presentations. And without wasting any more time, I would like to welcome Dr. Chaitra. I would want to share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So Dr. Chaitra Nayak is joining us from Bengaluru. She's a senior fertility specialist and IVF consultant, and she's the secretary of IFS Karnataka chapter. And from ma'am, what we expect is that she would explain us what is her exact pain point. We all know what our pain points are, but maybe for her, it would be, she'll be able to summarize what most of us feel when we are given a particular academic commitment and we go about making a PowerPoint presentation. So over to you, ma'am. Chaitra ma'am, are you there?
No, ma'am, she is not here.
I thought she was there. All right, Rahul, why don't you start about your pain points? And if ma'am joins us in between, fine. Otherwise, we will, skip directly to our session and take her input at the end. We wouldn't want to waste anybody's time.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Doel, and thank you, Pranay, for having this much needed masterclass of AI on making PowerPoint presentations and getting the help of AI in PowerPoints, as we all know in our routine, like for not only for the lectures, but also for data presentations, for other in routine presentations which we have in our clinics. So uh, to have this on a podium like this, where we discuss majority of our clinical and embryology aspects, and now to discuss how to make a mastery in PowerPoint presentation. So this is a wonderful initiative. Thank you, Pranay and Doel. So I just want to introduce Siddharth. Siddharth first. Can I have the CV, please?
Yes, just give me a second. I'm sorry, I just have.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll start it from my phone. So Siddharth Singh is a BTech in computer science from VIT Vellore. He has headed teams in making medical devices in collaboration with Arvind Eye Hospital and VIT University. He has also worked as an collaboration as an AI scientist in projects like Cartosat and Chandrayaan 2. He has MS in Artificial Intelligence from Boston University and worked as a Red Hat Enterprise Linux in RHEL. He also worked with startups in USA that researches on self-driving car, and returned back to India in 2022 to pursue businesses and startups. So I would like to welcome Siddharth Singh. to elaborate and to get us into the deep diving field of AI in the PowerPoint presentation. As me, Doyle, and Pranay, we all get into this lecture making things, and getting indulged with the PowerPoints, getting another another application, which is Canva, that is more unexplored to every one of us. So getting this or creating these PowerPoint presentations is basically, I think it's a time consuming thing. It requires lot of efforts. It requires lot of I think more technical mind is required in this. So now we would like to see how Siddharth can make these things very easy, very perspective, means very simple for us. So over to you, Siddharth, and would eager to hear from you how we can simplify our day-to-day routine task with PowerPoint presentations.
So firstly, thank you very much for the wonderful introduction, and it's an honor to be here. So we'll start with our presentation. It's titled "Leveraging AI Tools in Healthcare, Enhancing Patient Care and Operational Efficiency." Like the sir gave such a beautiful introduction, but I'll reiterate a bit. So again, BTech in computer science. We made some medical devices with Arvind Eye Hospital, which using AI and medical imaging and IR imaging, they detected veins for anesthesia deliver करने के लिए. And after that, I worked in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. There was a leading scientist in Cartosat 3 and Chandrayaan 2 projects. उसके बाद I went to US to pursue my further education in AI from Boston University. Later, I worked in AI in drones and then AI in self-driving cars. And like Sir mentioned, then I finally returned back to India 2 years ago to pursue my family businesses. So, like Sir said, जो है वो आज की टॉपिक जो है वो AI presentations and जो है वो how to so firstly जो है वो presentations in itself are such a pain point. Even though we have a brain map की जो है वो what we want to present, what we want to convey our audience, but उसको जो है वो presentation में डालना, it is entirely जो है वो a different battle in itself. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, the tools and the techniques we teach you, they will help you make your life much easier. So again, today's agenda is mainly in three terms: a small introduction, visualizing data with AI, then presentations with AI, research assistant AI, how it can help you gather information and present information better, and then finally, Java, some final tips and takeaways so that you can retain what we have learned here. So firstly, Java, when we talk about AI, so what is the need to adapt AI tools and why today? So basically, AI technology is evolving so quickly. It's offering so enhanced capabilities that as medical professionals, it definitely helps you give enhanced care to your patients and understand the data that we are getting ourselves as well. So again, enhanced patient care. AI can assist in diagnostics, treatment planning, and personalized care, efficiency and productivity. So as doctors, you're all very busy people. So as long as जब आप जितना automate कर सकते हैं and जितना आप अपने जो time free कर सकते हैं, it helps you make more time for patient interaction and patient care where your specific expertise is. And then data driven insights. So now we have so many medical devices and medical tools. So वो सारे जो है वो data transmit करते हैं and we get a lot of data, but it's difficult to read, very difficult to infer कि जो है वो there are a lot of numbers, there are a lot of statistics. So what to make of them? So data driven insights help us give exact plan on how to infer from the data. And again, staying competitive. Early adoption can help you position as a market leader in healthcare innovation. So AI की हम बात करते हैं, so it's a big thing जो वो for the past couple of years taken the world by storm. So when we say कि why do we need to adopt AI tools and why now? तो इसका जो बेस्ट एग्जांपल है, इट इज वो हम बात करें जब थोड़ी सी पास्ट जनरेशन और लास्ट जनरेशन जो हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स की. So we are also well versed in internet. We can talk to other people over the internet. We can book our tickets. We can do our research. We can use social media, and we have such a vast knowledge ka jo ek base. With just because our older generation, they couldn't get on the internet train. They couldn't start using it. So, so basically, Java, as much newer tools and as much as we keep ourselves updated, that helps us with an edge. So we'll start with our first use case, graphing data to identify trends and observations. So since we all work in IVF, so ये ऐसे sample data आपने काफी देखे होंगे. This probably comes from a machine. Our time, our gas flow, left temperature and right temperature. So as a similar data you must be getting from your IVF. So in itself, your data is very vast. Since जब ये हर जाओ 30 सेकंड में generate कर रहा है, so even a few days of data is very vast to look at, and इससे देख के जब patterns recognize करना is very difficult in itself. So basically, how AI helps us is this data can be very easily grabbed. You don't need any programming language knowledge, anything. The only tool we need, this right here, is ChatGPT. So again, ChatGPT is one of the best tools you can use in the market. And if you had to only start using one tool for all of your needs, then I would highly recommend ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is now more or less one-stop solution for everything for now. So basically, आप जब जो ChatGPT में log in करते हैं, so you get greeted with this familiar screen. So also ChatGPT, recently they announced that their 4.0 model, their latest and greatest model, is free of cost for all people. Paid subscribers get a lot more messages, but if you have some basic tasks to do, then the free model is more than sufficient and great for everything. So let's start with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT जब आपका एक assistant जैसा ऐसे treat कीजिए, it is very good in understanding आप जो बताते हैं, even in simple terms, even in simple knowledge. So like for example, अभी हमारा जब वो IVF का data है, so again it's very complicated, lots of rows. It is very difficult to infer इसमें क्या हो रहा है. So let's just ask ChatGPT की how it can help us. So I'll just describe it, what our pain point is. So let's say I have a Excel file of IVF data, gas flow, and so हमारा पेन पॉइंट है कि जो हमारे पास जो IVF डेटा है, गैस फ्लो, लेफ्ट टेम्परेचर एंड राइट टेम्परेचर.
Siddharth, I'm sorry for interrupting. Could you stick just to English because we have a lot of people joining from all over India and they might not be comfortable with Hindi in between.
Of course. So again, we have our pain point is that we have such vast and expansive data. So it is much easier to visualize if we have a graph of it. So simply we'll just ask ChatGPT. I have an Excel file of IVF data of gas flows and left and right temperatures. I want a graph visualization of it. And here you can see this attachment symbol. So again, attach, upload from computer. We have our IVF sample data right here. Let's open it. And we'll just send the query. So firstly, it shows us our data, how it looks like, so that we can have a quick glance at it. So basically, when it's analyzing the data and graphing these data for you, and it will produce insights from it. So let's wait and see how it produces.
Just to interrupt and just to set some context for the user, for the delegates in the audience, this is the log from a benchtop incubator, the MINC, it is going to show the flow rate and the temperature variations in the right and the left chambers for a period of perhaps 2 days. And here, perhaps the graph will be very stable because we don't expect a lot of deviations. So you will see that the values are just hovering around 15 ml per minute, and they are spiking to 20 and dipping with respect to the chamber openings. Similarly, with respect to the temperatures, the deviations as expected would be very minimal, 0.01 or 0.02. So that's what we are seeing here. Please.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the explanation. So again, the expansive data we had. So this is a very, very simple graph representation of it. So now this data is much, much easier to infer for us. So like we can see, our like as sir mentioned as well, our data is very, very stable. There are some spikes which I was told these are because we changed the cylinders, and we have some deviation.
No, these are, since this is of the same day, I think this must be the chamber openings like Pranay mentioned. So,
Right.
yes.
Right. So again, this data is very, very stable. So it shows us that everything is going according to plan. So now, if we graph our data and if we see that there are some spikes which we don't expect, or some things that it's not related to our activity, and it can help us infer that there's some problems might be in our hardware, might be in our operating. So this data is much more easier to infer again. And if you are trying to present some data, since the core topic of today's presentation is how to make presentations and how to present your research and findings and work. So again, getting this information from your data to a graphable format, which you can share with your other people, it is very, very useful. So again, ChatGPT is very, very interactive. So you can just ask it to make a simpler chart as well, and it will help you. You just ask simply, please make a line chart for the data. So it is exactly like your assistant. You don't need to have special prompts, any special instructions, anything. Just like how we would talk to a normal person. That I have an Excel sheet. I want a graph visualization of it. We like that graph. Again, please make a line chart for the data. So it will make a line chart for the data as well. So when we are making presentations, ultimately graphics are one of the best ways to convey information. So graphing is again very, very helpful. And definitely this is one of the easiest things to do, and you should definitely try it. So again, importance of data graphing. So visual graphs make complex data very easy to understand. It helps in quick identifying trends and anomalies. Again, it provides a clear picture of data, helps in better decision making. You can effectively communicate findings to stakeholders like your patients and so on, that what exactly is happening with graphs, and simplifies data interpretation for non-technical audiences. So again, graphing, definitely you should try, definitely very easy, and one of the most effective uses of ChatGPT. So we'll move on to our next use case. So finally, we have the pictomatic representation, our graphs for it. So creating frameworks for presentation. So now when we make presentation, we have a decent mental picture of what we want in the presentation. But putting all those things into words is a difficult task in itself. So firstly, we need to plan that how I need to put my slides. That okay, fine, I'll make a couple of slides for introduction, couple of slides for topic A, B, C, and so on, and what data exactly we want to put in it. So that itself is a very, very time-consuming process. So again, creating presentations can be time-consuming process, gathers involving content, designing slides, and ensuring a cohesive flow of information. And for professionals like doctors, time spent on presentation is time taken away from healthcare. So today, the tools we are at our disposal is again, number one for most of our use cases is ChatGPT. Number two is presentations.ai. And number three, our own very trusted Microsoft PowerPoint. So let's have a small demo of how we can make presentations. So let's say that we have a topic. So you are an IVF lab director. You have been invited to present and talk on the topic of IUI and its importance. So we tell ChatGPT exactly that. And you tell it, I want to help me generate the structure of PowerPoint presentation template and suggest what I should cover. The target audience is infertility specialists with experience of 10 to 15 years. So please suggest me the structure of PPT with slides enough for a 15-minute presentation, for example. So to keep it simpler, we'll specify that we need, let's say, around 8 slides. So we tell ChatGPT exactly what we need, send the request. So again, amazing. ChatGPT gives us a very, very simple, clear-cut, concise framework of how a presentation can be. So like in every presentation, we have a small title slide, the topic subtitle presented by your clinic or organization's logo, a small introduction to IUI, indicators for IUI, causes, patient selection, procedure, success rate and factors, advancements, importance of IUI, conclusions and Q&A. So basically, we asked it for an 8-slide presentation and give us a clear-cut framework. So this gives us a framework. So what extra information we want to add in it, we can easily do it. So since now we have the content of what we can put in the slides, so let's put into effect. So um, here we'll introduce a second tool. It's called presentations.ai. So you must have heard of Canva, the online designing toolkit. So Canva also has a very, very amazing presentations platform. Let's see. Uh, just a second. Right. Can you see my screen again? So again, presentation AI, very, very easy to use. Just go to the website, presentations.ai. So this is a free tool as well. You will just simply sign up with Google. Continue date. So basically, it asks you what kind of firstly presentation we want to make. So since it is an educational type of presentation, we are teaching our audience on what some insights are. We will select teacher. Great, perfect. So this is our home screen, our home dashboard for presentations.ai. So again, this prompt or idea, we will again paste the entire same thing as we gave to ChatGPT. That we are an IVF lab director. We have been invited to present and talk on topic of IUI and importance. We want to help generate a PPT on what we should cover. Right, perfect. Slides, as we discussed, 8 slides. We'll keep 10 and generate an outline. So it gives us a suitable presentation title. Here it is understanding the significance of Understanding the significance of IUI in fertility treatments. It gives us a small layout, the understanding significance, overview of procedure, indications, success rate, advantages, so on. So, firstly, since these two, ChatGPT and presentations.ai, are both individual tools, so they both give individual recommendations on how you can structure your slide. So, if in case you don't like what presentations.ai makes, you can just copy from ChatGPT simply. For example, slide 5, success rates and factors. Let's say we want to put it somewhere. So, instead of best practices, we'll just put success rate and factors. So again, all these platforms are very, very interactive. You don't need to be an expert in anything. It is as simple as telling an assistant what you want to do. You tell the assistant that what is the topic or idea of the presentation, your company name if applicable. It will give a suggestion from itself that how you can structure the slide. And then if in case you don't like any slides or if it isn't relevant for you, then you can just simply go and change it and tell what exactly we want here. So we also get a lot of customizable options. So again, how much text we want in our presentations. So some presentations we want basically just bullet points so that we can check the points and then explain our audience ourselves. In some we want lengthy explanations since our audience is very, very technical and all the use cases in between. So it gives us this text length, small, short point for quicker presentations. Here you will get mostly bullet points for all your use cases. Medium is concise length, suitable for simple explanations. And large, as we discussed, since if it's a standalone technical presentation, then we want to include a lot of details. So here, let's go with medium so that we have best of both worlds. Again, text content, how we want. So our first option is preserved, that whatever we are giving, whatever text we have written here, please go by it. Do not change, do not deviate. If we have our research and our content well laid out, then this is the best option. Condensed Java again takes our data and makes it into some bullet points so that it is easier to present. And finally, expanded. So this is one of the easiest options. So it will take the headings that we have given. For example, our topic is IUI. So rates and factors slide, it will automatically research on itself what are the rates and factors, and it will automatically fill out content for you. Then again, we have some options to choose how we want the theme of the presentation to be, our color, our fonts, and so on. So it gives us a very customizable. And simply when we have decided that, okay, this is what we want to present, what we want to do, we simply press create presentation. So there we go, amazing. So we have an entire slide with very, very beautifully laid out layouts. Like we asked for a 10 slide presentation and we had all our topics. So it's slowly generating all our slides one by one. So as you can see in the lower part, it's still thinking, it's still working on it. You can see while it's creating the masterpiece for us. Amazing. So our slides, in less than 30 seconds, we have a very, very professional slide.
Siddharth, can you download this as a PPT?
Sure. So again, once we have our slide, there's you can see 3 bars here. You can just simply press it and press save presentation. So share and export, we go here and export as a PDF, and export as images. So it can export in these two formats. So
Okay.
again, the
Paid version would be the one where you can export it as a PPT, I guess, right? That's the paid version.
no, ma'am. So even in the free version, we can download it as a PDF, and then we can use AI tools, which I'll educate further, and how we can convert the PPT to an editable PDF, PDF to an editable PPT. So let's give it a try. So it says export as PDF. Okay, so let's check our presentation and let's see how it has done. So the slides, the topics we mentioned, so it has covered them beautifully. It has, it's an overview of procedures. So it's usually a step-by-step procedure. So again, we can go here and change all the things we want. So the best thing about this is that we don't need to download as a PPT and use and other uh, use other programs to edit it further. We can just edit it right here. So let's say that I don't like the content of this thing. I can just type my own information right here. And again, ChatGPT is always here to help if in case we need more content in anything. So it also appropriately selects images. So since it understands that this is a medical presentation, so it has appropriately put medical images for context as well. Again, beautiful graphs. All of these are very, very customizable. It gives you layout so that you can edit at all places. So in 30 seconds or less, you can get a beautiful, beautiful presentation. So again, if we go by the conventional method, so for making a simple presentation, we start by thinking what exactly we want to put in our presentation. We usually open our pens and papers, notepads. We think that, okay, fine. If it's this long presentation, I'll have to plan for 10 slides. This first slide is introduction, second is so on, third is so on. So it takes so much time, the research work in itself. And then making a presentation in itself is such a tiring task, and especially for making so beautiful presentations. So usually what we do is we get companies to do it for us. So here AI does it for us seamlessly and effortlessly. So again, these are the two tools we talk about, ChatGPT and presentations.ai. So these are your best friends. And lastly, our old trusted MS PowerPoint. So again, if we have the content exactly, and if we try, think that, okay, fine, we'll make from a scratch, we'll make a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. So PowerPoint also has AI tools at your disposal, which can help you design and make your slides beautiful. So let's experiment in this PPT itself. So we have four tools here. This is a very basic slide showing what we have done. So in MS PowerPoint, there you must have seen at the top left, there's a design tab. It usually shows you all the templates that are available. So in the corner, this button you can see, it's called designer. So what designer does is it checks the content of your page, and then it gives you some recommendations. So let's give it a try. So we press designer, it was generating ideas, and it gives us about 6 to 8 different ideas on how we can make this slide prettier. So, and it is one click. It is very easy to use. You don't have to drag or drop anything by yourself. You can just click, cycle through, and it will give you a bunch of different formats. So whatever you like, you can just, it is as easy as just selecting ideas. So again, as far as PowerPoint presentations goes, so using ChatGPT, presentations, AI, and Microsoft PowerPoint Designer makes our lives very, very easier. So these three tools we definitely encourage you to use. So again, tools are something that as we use more, we learn more. It goes for all tools, like starting from a pen to a computer to an AI tool. The more we use, the better we get at it. So what we would encourage is that you play around with ChatGPT and presentations.ai. These both are free tools and very, very efficient. So finally, next, let's move on to our next use case, summarizing an assistant for your presentation. So when we are presenting some topic, so it is firstly very, very essential for citations and telling that where exactly this information is sourced from. So again, we have a lot of books, a lot of papers come, but it takes so much time to read the papers in itself, and we can't read all the books. So firstly, AI tools can help you summarize research papers and books. So since it is so important to stay updated in any professional field, but it can be time consuming for busy professionals. So AI is here to your rescue. So in the context of presentation, let's start. So firstly, when it comes to presentation, one of the biggest pain points is finding citations. So usually what happens is we go to Google and we'll search for relevant presentations. We'll go to PubMed and we have to go and open each paper, look at the abstract, that what the paper contains and is it relevant to our topic. So again, itself a very, very difficult task, very time consuming task. So let's see how AI can make it easier. So we'll jump to our trusted tool, ChatGPT. So again, ChatGPT is very, very efficient at generating citations and quotations. So let's say, for example, our presentation is on troubleshooting blastocyst culture in IVF lab. So we'll simply tell ChatGPT, I am making a professional presentation on the following topics. This is our topic again. Please give me papers relevant to it with citations, and preferably the papers that are recent, and the papers which are recent and highly cited, they are much more usable. So we'll ask ChatGPT to get papers like that, papers that are recent and so again a very simple prompt. We'll just send it. So ChatGPT has access to all the major websites that publish papers. So here we can see that from Cambridge, Springer, again Cambridge. So basically all the sites which we use, it can go through it, it can browse it, it can see that the papers that we are looking at, they are actually relevant, they are actually recent and highly cited. So it saves us a lot of pain points. So again, simply instead of searching through hundreds and hundreds of papers ourselves, it shortlists us to about 5 papers. So we can simply click on any paper, look at how relevant it is for us. We can read the abstract. And if this is relevant to us, then we can simply cite it. So basically, once we have downloaded the paper, again, the issue comes that, okay, what if we want to query things from the paper? What if we need to download information from the paper? Or let's say that I want to ask questions interactively. So do I need to read the entire paper? So the answer is no. So again, AI tools are at your help. So tools for AI summarization and asking are ChatGPT and PDF Gear. So ChatGPT, as I mentioned, is free as well. And PDF Gear, this is a free tool as well. using which you can see your PDFs and ask questions to it. So we have seen ChatGPT do its magic. We'll check out PDF Gear as well. Let's see. So let's say that we have looked through our papers, we have downloaded, or even if we are researching some topic or book, then we have a bunch of papers. So again, this is a paper from May 2020, intrauterine insemination performance characteristics. So this paper in itself contains a lot of information. And if we are reading papers, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of content. So if we want to get information out of it quickly, so the exact same procedure for ChatGPT as well. So we just upload the paper or the book to our tool. And for ChatGPT, we ask it directly. For PDF Gear, there's a small icon you can see here, a little robot. So let's press chat now. So beautiful. So here we can ask the questions to it directly. So let's try asking it a few questions. So let's ask what factors were found to be negatively correlated with the live birth rate in IUI treatment. We'll simply paste it here. What factors were found to be negatively correlated with the live birth rate in IUI treatment? We just send it. So beautiful. Within 5 seconds, it searches the entire paper, it understands the context, and it gives us exactly what answer we need, what factors were negatively correlated and positively correlated. It even tells us where the exact information is. So it tells us here, table 1 or direct jumping. So we can simply just go to table 1 and understand what the data, where it is referring to, so that we can read it better. Let's try for a second, couple more examples as well. So again, were there any performance-related characteristics of the IEI procedures that were positively correlated with live birth rate? We'll again send it. So again, within 5 seconds, it gives us a concise answer of what we need. It tells us that where exactly page number 3, page number 4, where our information relevant is. It will mark us first. So instead of reading through the entire paper, which sometimes can take hours and hours, a 10-page paper, if we read line by line, it is a very tedious process. So again, this is one of the best methods to read books, read research papers, and stay updated in our fields. So again, these two tools, ChatGPT and PDF Gear. So like we mentioned that ChatGPT is your one-stop solution to everything AI related. We highly encourage using it. And a second tool we showed, which even that tool works based on ChatGPT. It also simply presents a view of the paper as well, so you can read side by side. So again, a beautiful tool to use as well. So these are the use cases that we discussed. So we'll end it with the final tips and takeaway. So firstly, key tips to leveraging AI in healthcare is staying updated with technological advancements. So since AI tools and AI-based machinery, as you must know, are so much in trend nowadays, and they are so effective and so helpful to doctors in saving your time and your efficiency. So always we can try to stay updated by the means of papers, by the means of amazing conferences like this. Again, adopt early to stay competitive. So in any business or any profession or any field, there's always a first movers advantage. So since by the this platform, this amazing platform which our team has organized for us, we can adopt early with these tools and stay competitive. So your peers might not be aware of these tools. So you are saving so much time and you are so much more efficient. So again, adopt early to stay competitive. Utilize AI for time consuming tasks. So any task that you feel is very repetitive, is very redundant, but like we have to do it anyways because it is necessary. Like for example, again, our first example, the IVF data. So it is very big, very huge, and in a conventional way, we'll have to go through all of the thousands of rows to see that where our error is. So again, save your time. Again, time is efficiency. So all your time-consuming tasks may be there's a huge book. If we want to get the summary of it, if we want to exactly find what content we want from the book, ChatGPT and AI tools are amazing. Again, focus on data-driven decisions. So since all of our machinery are so advanced right now, and they give all of our data in raw formats, so we have so much data that we can extract and get insights from, which helps us mold our decisions and make us make better informed decisions. And again, enhancing patient care with AI. So even starting from patient care to treatment planning and follow up. So AI tools like ChatGPT can help give a general framework, a general structure for everything. So again, save your time and give your patients a better experience. So thank you for your time, and thank you for the team, and thank you for all the participants for participating in it. And I hope that you find this informative and you use these amazing tools for saving your time and giving better care to your patients. Thank you very much.
Thank
If
you,
you have any
Siddharth.
queries, you can mail me at this is my mail ID. Please feel free to mail me on any discussions or any troubles you might be getting into. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Siddharth,
Thank
for the
yeah.
presentation. I think I would want to take up a few questions that we had related to the use case where you were demonstrating the graph. Somebody asked, is there a way to copy and paste that into a presentation? So will it be possible for you to show us how to do that?
Of course. So again, it's a very practical question. If we are generating, then we need to copy paste it somewhere. So let's scroll up in our conversation with ChatGPT. So this is the graph which we have made. So there's simply a download button here. You can just download the chart. Here it downloads to your computer, and then we can attach it like a regular image. So again, this is for regular chart. It gives us some interactive charts as well. So we can mouse over and see that, okay, on what exact date I was having these errors, and we can act accordingly. So thank you again. Thank you for the great question.
I think I would want to summarize by saying that when we try to make a presentation, there are three things. One is the content, then is how do you present that content, and third is the most important one, the scientific references around them. Just, blabbering some topic doesn't actually make sense in the content. You have to cite proper references, especially when it comes to our scientific community. This is what we want. And so the kind of tools that Siddharth explained, few of them, like when we are talking about how to assimilate the content, you can take rough ideas from ChatGPT, but in my personal experience, I find Perplexity much more scientific content oriented, honestly. ChatGPT hasn't worked with 4.0, you have limitation of only so many prompts in 1 hour or 3 hours time frame. So you end up exhausting those prompts. So we end up using Perplexity. It gives, honestly, it will give you close by things, but you cannot trust all of the answers. Sometimes it hallucinates pretty bad too. I have had plenty of examples. We will show all of this in our next series, where it is important to understand that you cannot trust everything and anything that AI is generating. So I immediately after questioning, it will find me a few references and I will go to the references and not find those references. And I'll ask, did you just make this up? And it will apologize saying, oh, sorry, yes, I did. So I have screenshots of those too. So what we need to take back as a scientific community is that these tools are improving. but you cannot trust all the information. So when it comes to gathering the information, Perplexity is a good tool where you can gather things around. It is like talking to a friend. Just sitting by yourself, trying to put in a presentation for IUI, you'll end up copying and pasting from here and there. It's like you can say things to the, type things to the AI and ask question, is there anything else that I can do? It will come up with something. You might like some ideas, you might not like some ideas, but it is up to you. Then comes presentation part. So the designer of Microsoft does a very good job at it. I think when we go to present conferences, what is important for us to have standard PPT formats. We usually don't end up showing PDFs because you can't have animations and all in it. So we need PPTs. So for PPTs, the designer, which Siddharth briefly touched upon, is a good tool. You need a Microsoft online account for it, and you can use the designer tool to, after copying and pasting a basic structure, you can use that tool to make it pretty and have standard font and aesthetically pretty things. Then the third thing is the scientific references. For that, you can again use Perplexity, or if anybody has the paid version. I think even last time there were a couple of people who had the paid version of ChatGPT. So you can use that and find relevant references. There are also other places where you can go check if those references are cited as many times as, when you say highly cited, what is highly cited? So you have things like insightful and those. We will cover all of this in the future lectures. So yes, when you are about to make a presentation, not having any help ends up probably taking X amount of time depending on your expertise. But when you have all these tools at help, like presentation.ai or ChatGPT or something, your time actually reduces by quite a significant bit. So this is what we were trying to cover through in today's lecture. And I would welcome any more questions if there are any. Rahul and
Yeah.
Pranay, do you see any questions that we need to answer?
Yes. I just
Sure.
want to congratulate Siddharth for this wonderful presentation and exploring the wonderful horizons of PowerPoint presentations, whether it is a Microsoft or using Canva or any different platform which can be used with the AI tool and for making a good PowerPoint presentation. So, basically, one question that arrives in every uh, uh, presentation maker's mind, that if I am inserting the prompt, whether the same prompt is being inserted. Suppose me and Doyle are making a presentation on the same topic, and we might end up in entering the same prompt with the AI. So, do you think the same presentation means AI can be reproducible? At what context or at what content it will be reproducible?
So, great question again. So when we talk about AI, it is a normal kind of an assistant. So it every time you ask a question, so it won't give you the exact same answer, but since it's knowledge base from which it extracts all the information is common, it will give you the same answer in different words, so to speak. So if you are making presentations, then it will give you different designs. So again, a very great tip as well. If you don't like the design for the first time, so you can just put the exact same thing again, and it'll give you a second design, and third and fourth, and so on. But again, the results we get from it, they are not reproducible, and that is by design, so that you have at the end of the day a variety of information to extract your data from.
I think we also have Chaitra ma'am who could join us back. Do you have any insight? Were you able to go through? Do you have any questions for Siddharth?
Excellent presentation. Very glad that I joined in, Doel. The problem is, suppose I have very limited resources, and I can either buy a paid version of either the ChatGPT or the AI. Which would Siddharth, recommend? That's one question that I thought.
Ma'am, so if we talk about it, so the currently free version of ChatGPT, it gives you about 10 messages per 3 hours. So let's say if we are doing something intensive, then we might exhaust the 10 questions quota. But in general, we probably don't even reach the quota unless a lot of our work is based on it. So what I would first recommend is that we try the free versions of everything for all of our use cases. And then if we someday expire the quota, then we can plan around it that, okay, we'll ask some of the parts early in the morning when we are having our breakfast, for example, some in the afternoon and some in the evening so that we have a good set of questions. But even after that, if you feel that like for it goes for any tool or any thing in general, that if we can get more value of it and we are getting so much value of it, then getting a paid version should be a good decision. So again, the main recommendation is for all and every tools, start with the free version, exhaust as much as you can from the free subscription. And if you feel that this is a bottleneck and I'm getting extremely good value of it, then definitely you can go for the paid versions of all tools as you see relevant.
Makes sense. Pranay, is there anything else that you want to summarize? Because I don't think, okay, we do have a question about data privacy and security issues. I really don't, uh, is this, I'm not very sure.
So I'll address it again in a small, uh, uh, brief answer. So when we give our data to ChatGPT, so again, all of our conversations, they are encrypted and these are only accessible by you. So for example, if you are doing some research which you don't want to share with the world yet, so if you ask ChatGPT anything or in that context, it won't share, it won't go to its training data, and no one will be able to access it. So how ChatGPT trains itself is from all the open source and free data. For example, if anything is on Google, it is available for everyone and all of us to access. So ChatGPT is trained on data that is publicly available and without paywalls. So again, summing up, so privacy again is a very very big concern in current times, and a lot of people feel that we are exposing so much of our data and so much of our knowledge information. Even when we wear something like an Apple Watch, we are giving so much of our health data. So rest assured, ChatGPT does not share your data. Whatever you share with the in the conversation, it is only limited between you and the server, and it is encrypted as well. So even the CEO of OpenAI, even they themselves can't access what conversations you are having with ChatGPT. I hope that sums up the answer.
Thank you. I think before Pranay concludes, I would want to say that this is of the 6 webinar series, we are almost midway. So what we plan to do in the next one is take a revisor from, we want everybody to come up to be able to use Chat GPT. I hope people have started using all these tools to, try it around, play it around. Those are free tools because honestly, from today, from planning a timetable of my child to even writing down, taking a picture of the school has its pedagogy or something on the website. I take a picture and then I ask Chat GPT to generate things out of it. I use it very frequently, and thanks to the regimental kind of thing that Pankaj Talwar sir put us through. He said everyone should be using it. Your job is to make sure that everyone is using AI, is comfortable with it, and using small things in their lives to make it simpler. So next session that we have will be like a midterm exam revisor course. We will be going through from the very basics, logging on to ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT for? Quickly, and it will be taken by both me and Pranay and people in-house so that all of us are at the same level, and then we move forward. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We want everybody to try these small, simple things, and we'll be covering on which tool to use, when, what makes sense, whether it makes sense to buy a tool or not. So we will be covering all of that in the next one. So that might be a bit more than 1 hour, but we'll try to finish it within 1 hour. So stay tuned for our next one in the month of August. We will do a revisor crash course on AI so that all of us are using AI. Okay. And Pranay, now over to you.
Thank you, Doel. I think uh, what has happened through the first three webinars is at least I have shared some inhibitions of mine, and especially with regards to the delegates, that whether they would be interested in listening to an AI expert, which definitely the delegates and me and you would be. But I think now we need to take it from the ground level again, because uh, we don't want these webinars to be just one hour thing that remains unutilized in the months to come. So perhaps if the delegates are seeing someone like me who had no prior experience, go through the rigmarole of how to begin right from the starting the browser and then going through it, that's what perhaps some of the delegates would be interested in. And now, with the knowledge of the previous three webinars, this one included, I think we are good to go. Perhaps it would be beneficial for the delegates to see how people who are similar to them and not AI experts struggle through the nuances of AI. So with that, I would like to wrap up the AI masterclass on AI tools today, focusing on PowerPoint and Excel. And I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all the delegates for their active participation and the questions coming in. I'm immensely grateful to our distinguished AI expert, Mr. Siddharth Singh, for sharing his invaluable insights and expertise. Siddharth, your comprehensive guidance and practical demonstrations have equipped us with powerful tools which are though basic, but they're definitely going to enhance our productivity and creativity in how to get started using AI for Excel and PowerPoint. I'd also want to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Chitra Nayak, who was perhaps joining at the opportune time. She's our medical advocate for today, and thank you, ma'am, for your insightful contributions. Your perspectives have enriched our understanding of the potential and ethical considerations of AI in medical applications. Uh, Special thanks to Rahul, our AI critic for today. Your critical analysis, your prompt responses for all the questions in the question box, your thought-provoking discussions, they have been instrumental in fostering a balanced and holistic view of AI today. And I hope with that, we leave the delegates today with new knowledge, inspiration to integrate these AI tools, which are not so difficult to integrate in your workflow with power of AI to transform our work. And hopefully the next webinar would be very fruitful, because I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to struggling live in front of audiences and seeing how fruitful the previous few months have been. Thanks again, Siddharth, Dr. Chitranayak, Rahul, and especially Doyle. Well, I profusely again, you know, since the past three webinars, this series of webinars is impossible without you. You are the heart and the soul of this series of webinars, and I cannot thank you enough again. So with that, we look forward to seeing all of you audience in our future sessions. Have a wonderful day ahead. With that, signing off. Take
Thank
care.
you, Siddharth. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Good
you for
night.
this wonderful session. It was amazing. Yeah.
But let me take a screenshot before I have to now. Okay, hang on. All right. There. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.